And now, folks, here we are. It's the grand finals in the upper left, in the teal and the blue. For Kites of Gaming, for Ents Esports, it is Salivira, Serral, and Oliveira. And in the bottom right, Protoss and Zerg for DPG. herO and Dark, and those intros were far too fast. I tried. I did my best. The downside, so normally, the WTL observers are very good at being internally consistent on how their introductions go. But I guess the producers are having fun with it for this one, and they are going, and every single introduction is different. Whatever it is, it's just, oh, we're gonna introduce both players at the same time by zooming out a lot. We're gonna go and we're gonna have these long all of it. You can't follow it. I tried. If there is a pattern, I am lacking. But folks, this is of course game one, the Darkshin. Daro. Here, herC? Yeah, it should be Team herC. There you go. No, it absolutely has to be Team herC, right? Because then they can go from 0 to herO. That's got to be what it is. Of course, the way this 2v2 tournament worked is of course the fact that, or the way this worked is every team that played in the WTL had the opportunity to submit a team.
Very fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, one base.
Zerg 3 base.
I think he just like Protoss attack, and he will, and Zerg he just very greedy. Does you see?
Maybe. Can you see if it's Phoenix?
It's
Or
hard
to
to see because he has a that.
Yeah, but I think well, maybe Oracle actually. Nice.
Finish.
Yeah, Phoenix. I need to pull Obi back now.
Oh, I will make 1 second with defense.
Yeah.
It's actually so nice to be able to hear Serral and Time working together, although I'm going to mute this now or bring the volume down because, well, I don't know that you all listening can understand what herO and Dark had to say, but we did hear some gems coming in from Serral and Oliveira. They realized that herO was on one base, and that means that there will be pressure, Adept and Phoenix. So Serral and Oliveira, they build a couple more defensive units earlier on than they might. The Queens get pushed forward. And this is interesting. This is what we're seeing kind of at the highest level. For the most part, we've seen a decent amount of this, where you have one player get rather aggressive. I guess actually that's not. You know what? The herO's natural, when I'm looking at it not full screen, when I'm just looking at the OBS preview window, herO's natural is just not visible. It looks like it's the same color as the minimap. So I am sorry about that. My bad. herO, in fact, is not one base, but still a little bit of Phoenix pressure coming in. So the same idea though, right? A couple more lings made early. Cyclones getting made. Defensive play against these harassment units, and this makes sense. That feels like a lot of these games we've seen in Ratless versus Salivira versus Dark and herO. Really, anywhere where there's a Protoss, we're seeing a lot of Phoenix play. Not in the mirror, surprisingly enough. Not in Ratless versus Alpha X, but in every other matchup, we saw a lot of Phoenix play. Because what Phoenix does, much like kind of quick mutas do if you want to go that route, it unlocks a lot of map control. And well, the big difference, of course, is that Phoenix, they show up earlier on the map. You can get them a lot faster than even your quickest 2v2 mutas, where you're feeding your teammate as much gas as possible from 3 minutes on. It's still, well, you know, it's still not quite as fast. So you get those Phoenix early. They don't quite do as much work harass, but they dominate the map even still. And that allows Dark in this case to be hella greedy. He's already on 57 workers, getting 1-1 ranged, ranged upgrades just about done. Carapace on the way behind this. Roach speed, plenty of roaches, and once we hit the mid game in full force, it's going to be Dark's job to keep the ground of herO safe, and then allow herO to transition into his next tech, whatever that may be. And the other benefit of this, because you have Dark building tons of roaches and keeping you safe on the ground that way, it means the Phoenix can spend all of their energy all the time. Often you see Phoenix, they try to harass as much as they can in, say, a 1v1 game, and they do a good job, but you kind of notice them holding energy back because they want to be able to make sure that they can hold the push as well. Well, you have a bunch of roaches on the ground and queens as well to make sure you can defend against pretty much anything but like an all-in two-player push, and that allows the Phoenix to just be even more impactful than they otherwise might have been. As a bit of mismarker there. One Phoenix will fall and the drone doesn't even die, so awkward. But herO is opting to play Phoenix Colossus. Hey, Alaros. Proud of you. How's your ear? Did you get a earring in the shape of a U-Haul? Or like a Subaru? Maybe Subaru tires. Does that work better? But anyways, a very quick layer coming in from Serral in this game. This makes a lot of sense. Again, we're seeing time fill a similar role that herO is in DBG. Lots of map control with the drops. Not quite as effective, sure, but with scans and drops, he's able to establish a lot of presence on the map. And this allows Serral to move up to Hive Tech very, very quickly. Which means quick Vipers, which means... There's our game sound. Serral going up to hide this quickly, it means that he's going to get Vipers quick, which means that the robo units really that herO is making out of the Phoenix play is not going to be nearly as impactful. But one thing we have seen, and one thing is you always have to be careful of, is the fact that there are only so many abducts that you have. Even if you get 3 or 4 Vipers, if it's, say, 12 Lurkers and 3 Colossus and maybe some Disruptors getting added in, that's a lot of things to abduct. And herO and Time's shot calling on what to abduct, where to take the fight, where not to fight, whether there's a blinding cloud or not, that's going to be super important. You have to be very careful about that one. But now, I mean, Serral's Lurkers are just, or Serral's Vipers, excuse me, are just about done. But Phoenix, hey, get a good lift. A couple Marines will fall. Serral, though, is just about maxed out. But what he does not have is Lurker tech whatsoever. The tanks are going to have to fill that role for the moment, but here comes a fight coming in from herO and Dark all across the flank. Some of the tanks are getting lifted, but honestly, not all that many of them, and the bios are not really landing all that well either. So bio on the left side, Colossus fighting them as well as they can, but the Marauders are still standing strong, and the tanks are still fighting. This is not a fight for Dark and herO whatsoever. Serral was even caught before his Vipers were out, but it does not matter because at the end of the day, the Colossus stands strong, but that's about it. Everything else goes down, and I'm not even convinced this is an army that can run away. Not with the Vipers that are now full of energy, at least for an abduct each. And Serral and Time, they're looking to go hunting. Serral, 160, 170 supply, adding in, well, not even adding in Viper or adding in Hydras at this point, just pumping Roaches more and more. He's got +2, +1 armor on the way, but not super close to completion. That was a disaster of a fight for Dark and herO. They did not find nearly what they wanted.
Make 3 forces see. That'll be hard.
Do you think they lose our Phoenix?
Yes, they lose our Phoenix. So now it's good for us. We just defense, I think. And I'm making goals
I will
now.
check if they have Hive. I will check if they have Hive. Okay, Disruptor. They're playing so greedy. Only Robo units. And Lurkers. Go. I think we go. They have Lurkers.
Go. I think maybe I can drop. What do you think?
Barb Prism. I need to stand back a little bit. Wait. Okay, go.
Okay, so my 2-mile wide will drop here and we just give some stress. You can defend?
Yeah, easily. Many back, go.
Yeah.
Okay, I will kill disruptors.
Oh wait, which bike? Oh, I'm going to drop.
Nice. I think I kill a lot. I kill a couple of Colossus and expensive units. Careful, careful. Our coast die.
Oh, we should kill the CC, I think.
Yeah, just kill it. Don't drop.
Oh, I thought we were going to get the DPG voice comms. It's funny here. I feel like whenever we get the voice in this stage of the game, when we get the comms from Salivira, it's always Sarah Oliveira saying, I can drop. And then he drops, and generally it works out. But that drop actually didn't work out the best. And now as the pressure finds its way forward, this base is going to get saved by herO and Dark. The big thing, though, is herO has just not been able to enter the game in the same way that Oliveira and Serral have, as a big fight kicking off at the front. And it's always so hard to break into this position. There are storms, there are lurkers together. It's so much splash damage. They shred pretty much everything on the map, but Zealots getting on top of the roaches on the right side. Wow, that's so loud. And this is going to be a dead base from Serral for the moment. Serral was very greedy on that base, though. That is... Well, I guess that really was realistically, unless you wanted to knock down like 3 levels of minerals, the only base he could take is now moving forward. Big abducts on the front, but the lurkers on the flank on the left side. One will go down as the scan and the tanks are doing what they can, but Zealots are now moving forward. Disruptor gets abducted, that's fine, but the lurkers are on top of everything. Blinding Cloud, though, goes massive, and that allows Serral and Time to take the fight as well as they can, but even still, Dark by himself is really just running havoc through these fights time after time after time, forcing everything back, but the Disruptor friendly fire kills the Archon. Bit unfortunate there. That's not really what you want. But now the army of Dark and herO, they have found their way forward. Suddenly, while herO only has about 30 army supply, it's the type of supply that you need. The disruptors are being just obnoxious enough. But now the reinforcements coming in from Serral right now, and the flanks coming in from Oliveira as well, are going to be able to knock down the rest of this army. So Serral, 150 odd supply, maybe not in the worst spot, but not the best spot either.
I'm not very high. I'm not very low supply. I think we still can play.
Yeah, we can play. I'm also didn't lose many bases, but problem is that so hard to get bases on this map.
Got this lurk. I think they're coming to my 4 base.
Maybe I just kill Protoss. Yeah, coming.
It's going.
Yeah, nice.
And they make
Yeah, they have also his base there.
So it's funny seeing High Templar do pretty much anything, but Serral does find the base on the bottom left, which I think is expected. And it's always, I find it interesting looking at 2v2s, particularly at the highest level, as players try to figure out where exactly they're going to want to expand. We're seeing the Zerg take pretty much every far away base for Dark. He's got every base kind of on the bottom side of the map, and then one more in the middle. Serral's a little bit more hodgepodge, because he did allow Time to take the upper right base. Now this is a big run by coming from Dark. Serral will lose the base, and he's going to lose most of his workers with it as well, but at least he has that wall down. And let's... There we go. Does have that turned down, or does have that rocks or the wall down at the very least, so it's a little bit easier for him to hold on, but that means the counterattack of Dark is also pretty damn powerful here with the lurkers and the hydras. I mean, there's one lurker here for Serral, but that is just about it. So Salivira, they own the middle of the map, but that's a dead base very quickly. +3 lurkers, +3 hydras. They kill bases pretty damn quickly here. Dark would lose everything for this, but Serral now down on, I think, 2 hatch. Yeah, he's down on, no, he's on 3 hatch, I guess. And that's not exactly where you want to be 15 minutes in, even as Oliveira is now doing pretty damn well for himself. And of course, Serral does have a Nidus on the way. Actually, both players dropping Niduses, Dark and Serral. And let's listen in what Oliveira and Serral have to say.
It's okay.
Go, go.
Careful. Balls, balls. Okay, my many links in my base, but maybe okay.
I win the fight. I kill Protoss.
Just keep going. Lurk. I kill Pro's main base. Very low supply I am. No supply for me.
But still 200.
Very nice. Nice.
I'm still 200. Ooh, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah.
Man, I didn't want to talk for the end of that one. It's always so fun listening to Time and Serral, but it was crazy looking at how that game ended. Serral, I'm looking at this. It's like, okay, Serral and Oliveira are both maxed out. The bottom left, folks, on Golden Kingdom in the teal, up 1 in this best of 9, Salivira. And in the upper right, in the red and the orange for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, herO and Dark. herC. Trying to go from 0 to herO. And I really, really appreciate that wordplay. At least, as someone who grew up on... it's actually fun. So I took 5 years of Latin in high school. Well, middle and high school. No, it was more than that. Yeah, technically took 6, although see, I took Latin in 8th grade. I took like half a year of Latin in 6th and 7th grade. So technically 6 years of Latin. And one thing we did when I was in like Latin 4, Latin 5, right? So senior year Latin. No. Dyson returns from Hercules. One of the greatest songs of the golden era of Disney animation. But anyways, as we all know, Disney took significant liberties on all of their fairy tales for the most part. And we don't need to go into what liberties were probably a good decision on, say, Sleeping Beauty. It was very good that they made some of the decisions they did. But in Hercules, obviously very, very different things. So when I was in senior year Latin, and we were translating Aesop's Fable. Yeah, we translated Aesop's Fables and other stuff like that. But one day, Mrs. Roche, my Latin teacher, who was awesome, I love her. She was just this incredible teacher. She was like, you know what? I don't want to do anything today. We're gonna watch Hercules over this week, maybe the next day or two, and we're gonna look at the ancient myth, and we're gonna look at the movie, and we're gonna just talk about how things are different, which was a lot of fun. I mean, by the time I was taking that last year of Latin, there were like 5 people in the class, and we just kind of hung out and translated. It was great. But yeah, I took about a year of ancient Greek Georgianus, and then I did a little bit of independent study when I was in high school, but I was busy enough with clubs, with robotics and sports and everything else that I didn't really pursue it as much as I would have liked. But I do remember at least the opening to a work that we had to, like, entry-level ancient Greek that we had to that we kind of worked on in like 7th grade, like Ho Dikaiopoulos. I don't remember when that, but rough breathing mark above. A rough breathing mark above the Omicron. Ho! I mean, Sleeping Beauty is, of course, an older one. And I'm more saying that if you look at, like, the original Sleeping Beauty, you realize it's not exactly safe for children. Yeah, I saw that, Dyson. You want to talk about another Disney movie that has significantly sanitized the original story. Luckily, though, The Lion King is, we don't have to worry about that being sanitized history because, well, that one is purely fiction. Although theoretically, some people will say that The Lion King is very wholly stolen from a something in the like Nyla and the White Lion, something like that. That was a Japanese anime back in like the 50s. Have I read the Iliad and the Odyssey in English, Gary Arganis, and I've translated some of the Aeneid in Latin. Book 6? I forget. Ooh, what double attack upgrades coming in from Dark? Certainly melee. As now Salivira running across the map with a bunch of roaches. Stim combat shield timing in from Oliveira as well. So this is a very aggressive build coming in from Salivira up 1 in this best of 9. And by the way, we don't have any upgrades on that second Evo. Now, which this is fair. Dark and herO have to be very careful because Oliveira has a lot of tech on the field. The Roach is buffering for the front, so the Marines can stem a little bit happier here, trying to get on top of the Banelings as they morph, and they will all go down. So now chasing their Stalkers down as much as they can. And this is going to be a dead third base for Dark pretty much immediately. Supply blocked until the ends of the earth. But what herO and Dark are trying to do, of course, is buy time. Force the Marines, force the Marauders to stim as much as possible, that eventually they will run out of HP. But the rally is continuous. Now, well, the bio finds their way up to the natural, where there is a bit more of a wall. More Stalkers are going to warp in, of course. There's another stim. Roach is just forming a wall. The Banelings cannot get right damn through. So now, very few Banelings on the map, and the target fire is still, it's going to be decent. Roach is now getting somewhat low. But here comes reinforcements. It's only Marines, though, so at least the Stalkers can fight that one for the most part, and let's listen to them.
I think this push still is fine. We get a lot of...
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't have much. They're gonna counterattack, need to be careful.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fine.
I don't think we can defend my third base though, and that's the problem. I need to expand here.
Okay.
Yeah, so many Stalker. I come from behind. I don't think we chase. They didn't kill my base. Do you think we can save my base?
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't think we can.
Okay, those comms seem to be a bit delayed. We see Serral talking about whether they can save the base or not after he's... Oh, never mind. He had a forward base as well. So Serral was attempting a fourth base, and actually time does sally forward. The supplies of these players are not incredible. Ling's looking for a bit of a surround. Stalkers get on top of the tank, but the rally starts to arrive. Lings are going to get knocked down on the left side. Of course, there is +1 melee on these Lings. They're not quite as easy to knock down as they otherwise would be, but as the Marines and the Marauders continue to find their way forward, it really is just Stalkers now for the most part, and a lot of them will fall. But there's no anti-air, so this Warp Prism is not doing all too much of anything. But how did I find the Iliad and the Odyssey, Gary Arganis? I mean, it's been a long time since I read it, but of course, it's hard to say when you read a classic work like that. It's hard to say you enjoy it or don't. It's just so different. But I did appreciate the process of reading and learning about it. All right, it's like saying, I really like the what is it, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I mean, you know, it's solid content, but you're not going to say you necessarily enjoy that. Although I guess the one exception here is I hate Shakespeare. I'm really not, yeah. But Serral will once again lose his prospective 4th base and loses his 3rd base as well. So it's a 2-base Zerg. These +1 lings are they're causing all manner of problems. But don't listen to me. Let's hear what let's listen to Serral in time.
Okay. You defend there. I defend natural. I think they might blink in main, so I go main.
Yeah.
You,
okay.
You there.
Yeah. He's going. I know.
Okay. I wait for him. Nice.
I think you just keep making roads and we can go.
Yeah, I'm only making roads, nothing else. Okay.
Oh, I can talk again. Excellent. But yeah, Marcus Aurelius was extremely special. Certainly that was the case. And again, it's one of those things, I enjoy the process of learning about it, but it's not like I'm going to read, I don't know, a Sanderson book or something from Rothfuss where you just enjoy it because of the pros as well. Big Ling run by, though, shows up, starts to ravage Salivira in general, but a Colossus will fall pretty much immediately. Good bailing connections, but here come the roaches of Serral on the backside. And it seems like the majority of Dark's army is not at home. So we're kind of in a base trade scenario. The 3rd base, yeah, that is the 3rd base of the Protoss, will now go down. But the question is who gets more damage done. +1 melee lings with Carapace, right? So the 1/1 lings, they represent a lot of threat in a way that this big ball of Roach Bio doesn't quite. Yes, it's a lot of damage, but it loses a lot of its strength when it starts to split apart a little bit more than a bunch of, well, again, the 1/1 lings do. So the Banelings, they come crashing into Roaches, which realistically, who really cares? Their job is to be a wall for the Banes and to allow the Bio to do the damage that it wants to do. But now the Banelings starting to find their way forward a little bit more. Now, though, the Stalkers are starting to fall. Is there enough here from Salivira? It looks like the answer is no. They need to wait for rally. They need to wait for the reinforcements. Serral, 35 drones. Oliveira, 36 SCVs. Economically, they're shattered, but their supplies are in such a good position compared to where herO and Dark is, that herO and Dark are significantly economically in the lead, that the army supply differential has to be absolutely insane. Probably maybe 40 army supply up, 50 army supply up across Salivira versus DPG together. So if they can get on top of this Colossus, if they can start to knock down these power units, that's going to be fantastic. But certainly for right now, they're going to knock herO and Dark down to, well, two bases aside. Dark would lose that last hatch that he had. herO lost his 3rd. And now stimming in. Oh, Disruptor, though. Banelings, well, they actually forced decent splits. Good pickup there coming in from Oliveira for the moment. The Banelings, they get solid connections. But really, it is all about the Marauders right here, getting on top of the Colossus, getting everything else. The drones are now going to start to fall here as well. And Salivira, they are so damn close to making this happen. Their supplies staying roughly constant, right around 100 each. But Dark and herO falling precipitously down. Running out of production now is Dark. Running out of everything. Economy, everything here. Really is herO. He's got this one Colossus that is microing backwards, and it's hard to dive on because technically Banelings exist, but Dark does not have the money for it right now, or really, more importantly, does not have the time. So now Salivira gets on top of the last Colossus. Tanks are sieging up, and the scan goes down. Disruptors do not find the value that they're looking for, and Salivira up 2 on DPG here in the finals. Now, folks, here up 2-0 in our grand finals and looking, well, rather strong, even in tough games. Salivira, and in the bottom right, DPG. There we go. Why do I even bother? The intros are so fast. Man, you talk about that, Gary Organis. Yeah, that's fair. Hi, I'm a PhD student. Let me talk to you about, as I say that, between working for ESL, and what, like $200 a month I make off Twitch or something, it's a little more doable. than most of my PhD compatriots. But in general, yeah, I mean, I feel you. But you don't have to buy them. Does your library not have copies of a lot of those books? I know my library, I can't speak to my library where I live now, but I certainly, the library I grew up on had a good majority of the Tolkien works. Certainly, the Lord of the Rings series, certainly the Silmarillion, certainly the Hobbit, but also a lot of the Book of Lost Tales and the different books that Christian Tolkien put together after J.R.R. passed away. I don't think so, 1832. I mean, it's a 2-0 thus far, but Serral and Oliveira, they've been playing as fingernails, especially in that last game. They took a lot of damage. Their pressure didn't quite find the value. It's hard to tell because we can't look at a lot of things and, oh, well, here's what the composition here, here's the army supply, but so it's a little hard, and we're not really used to 2v2 as much as we are 1v1. So the point being is that it's a little harder to judge who's ahead, who's behind in these 2v2s. We just don't have 12, 13 years of experience watching these games, and then lacking a little bit of information that we've grown used to in modern StarCraft as well. But the first two games were pretty damn close. Yes, they were close games that Salivira went and they edged out on, but it's not going to be a 5-0. Wait, your island doesn't even have a library, Gary Organis? I'm sorry. I grew up on satellite. Well, no. I grew up on dial-up until I was 12. 60 acres in the middle of nowhere. And then we had a little cellular data jetpack for a little bit as the Reaper will fall, and that was pretty horrible. It just had no data, and it would charge like $10 a gigabyte if we went over, which we always did. No matter how hard we worked on making sure we didn't. And then I had satellite. I got to like the edge of masters on 700 milliseconds ping, which is like my proudest gaming achievement. But anyways, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and I lived in that library in my hometown. I would go in there every weekend and just check out innumerable books, and really I would judge them based on how not even whether I thought I was going to enjoy them or not, but just how thick they were. I mean, my hometown, Gary Organis. I mean, that's no excuse. My hometown's a 10,000 person population. In fact, my entire county is 73,000 people. That's the entire county. So I'm just saying. That's fair. And in fairness, Greece in the last 10 years economically has been in a far worse spot than in my hometown. But yeah, the point here is, by the way, quick layer from Serral early on. So this means quick +1 roaches, roach speed. And it seems like he's going to try to pair this pressure up with the build that Oliveira Time has been doing like every single game, where he's been going for these 2-1-1. Every single game in this that I've cast of the 2v2s, where he's going for a 2-1-1. Because it puts a lot of pressure on the map. It allows Serral to either add to that pressure with a bunch of roaches and speed roaches, or macro up like a demon behind it. We're going to have to see how much this one finds. But Oliveira, while he's been scouted, he is able to keep his drop alive. And what do they have to say?
Tell me when you're ready. Maybe one tank can go.
I'm already ready.
Okay.
But I just have Marine this time. I don't have tank. It's fine.
Maybe I kill these rocks and then we go after. Maybe Phoenix kill my... Phoenix gonna kill my unit. Okay, not... Careful, careful, careful! I think very strong push here.
You think we're still in fight?
Hey, I think we have very good timing here. Very strong timing, I think. Because Protoss has nothing except for Phoenix. Well, not much. Okay, Colossus. Okay, okay, that's hard. I think just go.
A little bit back. I have a tank.
No. Okay, okay, a little bit. Nice. Maybe kill Pro Space now? Do you think we can kill Pro Space next?
I don't think so. He has just.
Careful, careful, roads. Kill roads, kill roads. Okay, that's lifted.
Yeah, I think we can buy.
You think so?
I can. Oh, 360 and I have 362.
Need to go back here. But I don't think they can attack.
Yeah, that's defense.
I think I make hive and
Okay, good. Man, what an intense sequence there. Serral and Oliveira, by the skin of their teeth, realistically, they run across the map. They kill Dark's third, they kill hero's third, but this army coming in from Dark and Hero right now is absolutely massive. 3 Colossus, tons and tons of Phoenix. And, well, Roaches and Ravagers join on top. So the tanks are not going to be as effective as they might otherwise be. And the Colossus just sitting here on the edge in the dead airspace, putting themselves in a good position. Serral said he didn't think the Dark and Hero could attack. He thinks he's going to be able to get to Hive and go from there. And that may end up actually being the case. I didn't buy it. I thought this was going to be maybe a powerful timing, but charge was not done. And I think that's probably the big deal. If there were charge lots, then yeah, I think that happens. I think Hero and Dark are able to make the break. But without charge lots, there's just not enough to buffer for the tanks. Not enough to buffer on top of that army to allow the Colossus to get the damage they want. And then, well, even if the Phoenix count is absolutely massive, they don't really join the fight all that much. Sir Psycho, you're saying that double Protoss is probably OP? Not really. In fact, from what we've seen, double matchups or double races in general aren't incredible. Double Zerg is okay because, you know, creep is everywhere. But realistically, you want to have another race that does things you can't. So technically, at the highest levels of 2v2 ladder, the Imba combination, the most powerful combination, is Phoenix mech. It is Protoss, it is Terran. The Protoss player opens Phoenix player, Phoenix, the Terran opens tanks, and then you go into like carrier mech. And it's just, it gives you so much map control, it gives you the ability to run around the map. You're a good luck attacking to a bunch of tanks when the Phoenix are lifting everything relevant that can kill the tanks. It's fantastic. But of course, we are seeing these players go in. They're not really playing that because I don't think we've seen a PT team in this, at least in the games that I have cast in the WTL. And realistically, of course, I think for the most part, well, players are not going to play off race.
are very good, but mine's not very good. Okay. But maybe Dark situation also bad.
Soon I have 200.
Little bit time. I'm getting energy.
It's main golden base.
Let's go. You think we go?
Yeah, I think we should go.
But I think this is bad angle. We need to go here.
No, here is fine. Really, trust me.
But maybe they counterattack. Yeah, they counterattack. Big counterattack. Okay, I dodge.
And they can. But the carrier.
Big. Bad.
Can I try to take carrier or closet?
I have only Viper with you. I need to defend with the roaches so they don't attack.
I'm
No
going,
good.
I'm going. It's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Good for us. I kill for CC. Oh, he lose classes? No, no, good, good. Not good for us, really.
I think we need to go different place. This base is so bad. Different location.
Yeah, but I kill. Hey, I think, what about I go and we try to attack other way?
Okay, if you want, but Phoenix there.
Fine. Oh,
Oh, I lose my Viper. I have nothing anti-air. Oh, only one Viper left.
no, just kill some strikes and I will drop my base. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Okay,
we
okay.
just go
I'll
here.
try.
Come, come.
Oh, so many Colossus.
I'm dropping, I'm dropping, I'm dropping.
Nice. I'm giving stress. I kill cold base again. Okay, no cold base there. What's good for you or no good?
I will give you some money, I guess.
I no time for crafters. Can't make crafters, but I can make Hydra. I think they're attacking probably. Yeah, they're coming. Coming here.
Yeah, I see.
I think everything here. So many carrier.
Man, time goes in there, and he's always saying, "Trust me, I drop. Trust me." It didn't work out that time. Unfortunately, the well, carriers were not what they need. Where carriers were a little bit too strong to handle. I almost wonder whether I would have liked seeing Serral add a couple infestors. I don't know whether Microbial Shroud applies to friendly units. Because you imagine, like, say, 2 or 3 infestors there. They drop Microbial Shroud on top of all of the bio. There's no storms in this army. They're just dodging disruptors. And then the bio actually probably can kill those interceptors. And then well, it keeps everything alive a little longer. I feel like in that game state, actually adding the Microbial Shroud actually may have allowed, it's still a hard fight, but may have allowed that to happen. But anyways, regardless, this is now a 2-1 lead for Salivira. Time and Dark, well, not Time and Dark, herO and Dark fight back on Emerald City, and now we move to Overgrown Facility for the fourth game. There we go. I can count in this best of 9. And the bottom left, folks, in the teal and the blue. They won the first 2 games, but got slapped back hard in the third. It is Salivira, Serral, and Oliveira. And in the upper right, in the flame colors for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, herO and Dark, sharing a bit of a laugh as they move in here into this series. Man, I wish I spoke Korean. I mean, I often wish I spoke Korean, but I think specifically right now, I wish I spoke Korean. Because, well, It's so fun listening to these, listening to Serral and Oliveira talk about how they want to go. And I know I've been talking about it a little bit, but what's the word? I know I've been talking about it about it a little bit, but the 2v2 meta is not nearly as firmed out, as realized, as studied, as understood as the 1v1 meta is. And what that means is you have players like Serral and Oliveira not saying, this is my timing, I want to go here, this is how we win the game. It's, I think this is good for us. Trust me, I think this is okay. Because they don't really know optimal 2v2 meta combinations at the highest levels maybe are not properly figured out. Yes, you talk to some people and they say, yeah, Phoenix mech, most powerful. But it's telling that in the finals, we're looking at TZ versus PZ. We're not looking at PT at all. Maybe PTSD if we have the proper storms and mainly connections. But, you know, no PT. No Protoss and Terran teams. Of course, that could just be that we have 3 of the 4 best players of 2022 in this lobby. And herO, Dark, and Serral. And Oliveira's been looking very good as of late himself. Which, by the way, I love how this was worked out. So, every team that went and played in the WTL, they were able to select put forward one team to represent them. So Liquid put forward Equalizer and a laser. Kaisa put forward Rainer and Spirit, etc., etc. And then there were 4 more teams that were 8 more teams, I forget. A couple more teams were then invited on top of that. Just because the organizers wanted them. They wanted Trigger because Trigger is the hot new thing, and he of course chose to play with Nina. They invited Oliveira. They invited Time because of course the best Chinese player has to be in this Chinese tournament, and I love it. Given the choice of anyone in the world, he reaches out to Serral and says, "Hey Serral, you want to play a 2v2 tournament with me?" And Serral, I don't know exactly what he said. I don't know what the negotiations were. But regardless, Serral ended up playing with him. And what a move to take the greatest player to ever play StarCraft 2 and just add him as your teammate to... I'm not going to say that Oliveira would not have made the finals otherwise, but to make it much simpler for you to make the finals. I mean, these are the big brain plays, the mogul money moves, or whatever it is the kids are watching whatever it is the kids are watching nowadays. But pressure coming in from Dark and herO. Baneling's trying to bust now Time down because on this map it's very easy to separate Oliveira from Serral. Serral from Oliveira, kill one player and then you kill the other. So Baneling busts on the high ground, Lings find their way in, and this is just almost a dead time right now. It's going to be very hard for Serral to find his way over before Oliveira loses just about anything. It's really, we're seeing how powerful this is to the point where I'm surprised that we didn't see an all-in from Salivira. Regardless, let's listen to him.
It's so hard to defend. No, very far.
But I think you just needed bunker, no? You had no bunker. I think it's bunker easy.
Jesus, I make late.
But they are all in. I have a lot of beans and money. Well, okay, they keep attacking.
Yep.
Phoenix kill all my Baneling.
Or maybe next game?
You think so? I think it's maybe okay. You have still mining.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just give him money, I think.
No, just play. I think they're one base, no?
The portals?
You think Pros has one base? I think he has 3 gates and Stargate. But yeah, Phoenix are hard for us. We have no counter for Phoenix.
Yeah, about like me.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't have army to defend. Yeah, it's so hard.
I think, yeah, GG.
Serral was on some hardcore copium there. He's like, I'm still alive. We can do this. Oliveira is like, look, I have nothing. We can't defend this. Go next. The finished copium, I guess, is gonna be enough. But now, folks, We're moving into a best of 5. It's 2-2. And I actually need to run a set of ads, is how this is going. Because we have 6 minutes left on the ad buffer, and I am willing to guess that the next game is going to go a little bit longer than 6 minutes. Call me Beodamus if that happens, but I'm pretty sure that's the case, maybe. Just a little bit, but hello, Mouchin from France. Thank you so much for the follow. Big Joe as well. And folks, in general, if you like what I do here, if you're enjoying the Beo experience, as it were, something like that, you should go and drop a follow. Twitch.tv/Beomolf. You should check out my YouTube as well, Twitter, all of these wonderful things. But most important, drop me a follow on Twitch. I do most things in the North American time zone. So EPT North America, EPT Korea, WTL for a North American audience. Unfortunately, it's hard for me to do EPT Europe as a PhD student. And actually, this semester, or this upcoming term, is going to be very busy for me. So as much as I was thinking I'd be able to do EPT Europe, I don't know that that's going to be the case anymore. We'll see. Maybe I can carve away 4 hours to do like the semifinal or the quarterfinals onwards, and then take care of that. We'll see. Because I am leading a project for a fellowship that I'm doing. It's a 10-week fellowship, but on data science. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, you know, for now, we do what we can. We do what we must. For science or something. I'm desperately trying to go and quote the Portal song, but I'm only doing okay. Wait, does Steadfast have new emotes? I just happened to get a notification that where Steadfast Discord update is like, oh, okay, put the events for the week, but his Zerg ladder, his ladder streams have mutalisks in the shape of cows because they're mutalisks, and I love that so much. If that's are those mutalisk emotes for your stream? We'll see what he has. We'll see what he has to say. Yeah, G Trunks, because I do nothing else. I go and I have very specific times in my schedule to cast StarCraft. I don't do a lot of production work on my YouTube, to be totally frank. I cut together the VODs I've already done, throw them up on YouTube. Sometimes they get views, sometimes they don't. But I'm averaging closer to 400 views over the last month or so on every video compared to the 75 I had 6 months ago. So growth, right? And you know, I do PhD stuff. I work from home a lot, so that's easy. I do PhD stuff. I work out. I go home. I cast video games, and I cook. That's the other important thing. But social life, what's that? Social life is sitting here and talking to you all, something like that, or talking to you in my Discord when I'm not live. Which, by the way, folks, if you want to get some insight into, say, the fancy stuff that I'm doing, or like fancy production stuff I'm doing, I talk about it in my Discord a decent amount. Like, say, this. It's a 30-second video. You have 30 seconds in your day. Unfortunately, I can't use it for WTL because I don't have a client in the game, and therefore it doesn't work quite as well. The bottom right, folks, they started 2-0, and very quickly we're back to even. It's Salivira and their opponents in the upper left on Reclamation on a hot streak. herO and Dark. Team Herc, apparently, for DPG. Wait, didn't we just introduce Salivira? I guess the Chinese broadcast wants to especially introduce Oliveira because, of course, Oliveira is the best player in China and in the finals. So all the power and glory in the world to him, or something like that. So now as we move forward here, we've had a bunch of aggressive games coming in from herO and, well, really from both players, but herO and Dark as they turn the taps on their aggression just a little more, finding value. And I think this is fair. It seems like in 2v2, again, in part because the meta is not defined, so the proper response to whatever you want to do is, oh, nice little block there on the respective third base from Dark. Oh, he blocked, no, come on, Oliveira. He's not able to kill the drone, but he does deny the gap. He does deny the base for a decent amount of time. The Stalkers, they're going to not get the shot, and the Reaper stays alive. But even still, Dark does have his third base denied for just a little bit. And what is Serral doing? Well, Bailey Nest is on the way. Third base delayed. Speed right around the same timing, but it seems like Oliveira and Serral, once again, they're the ones that want to put on the aggressive hats. But if they're going to do that, of course, they're going to have to withstand this light to moderate pressure coming in from a couple Stalkers across the map. And it seems like a couple Lings running around as well. So a little bit faster of a timing from herO and Dark. And of course, early game Stalkers are rather nice. That's like, was that 2 SCVs already falling? The natural is not able to mine for just a little bit. Now, Speedling is flooding across the map here from Dark. He's turned on the taps, but Serral does have a Baneling Nest. So technically this is going to be holdable, but we need to buy some time. The bunker is already salvaged. Oliveira needs the money to build more units yesterday, but today is maybe going to be just as good. But there's a tank on the high ground now, and the Stalkers can't fight really quite as well as they would like. Reaper jumps low, jumps high. The Banelings, how good are the connection? Stalkers, their job is to target them down as much as they can. One Baneling will fall here, but the Stalkers are starting to fall. Banelings cannot find the connections they want, though, and the bio will struggle to find its way on the low ground. This map is so wide open, and the position has already been breached. Banelings not going to get targeted down this time, as now the Lings of Serral run forward. Stalkers trying to get on top of the tanks, but the tank on the low ground, or on the ramp, I guess, doing a good job of making this defense happen. So that looks scary for a moment. But at the end of the day, 2 SCVs fell, traded army for army. The big deal, of course, though, is the fact that Serral only has 2 bases. Dark has 3. So that pressure, I think we're going to say it favored herO and Dark over Oliveira and Serral. Dark is going to be able to drone up pretty hard out of this on 3 hatch, and well, herO was probing pretty hard off of his 2 bases. So, hey, good move to start for herO and Dark, particularly if you're fans of DPG. Maybe you're a little sadder if you're fans of Serral and Oliveira, which is odds on. I'm going to assume most people are going to be rooting for Salivira over DPG. Again, really just because, hey, the greatest player to ever touch the game of StarCraft, and, well, the best player in China in a Chinese tournament. So Serral, he's actually going to take a bit of a different, he's taking a pretty dangerous third base. So there are, you'll see on the minimap, Serral's taking the linear third, and there are rocks between that and the and where his natural is, and I believe those are rocks that fall down when they break. So instead of, well, the rocks disappear and it's more wide open, they fall down, and suddenly Serral's third base is undefendable from the natural. You got to go the long way around, which is far from ideal. All right, we're gonna, if there's any sort of pressure on Serral's third, we can assume that herO and Dark are going to work to knock that down, segment things off, and go from there. But oh no, never mind. Okay, this is not one of the maps that has destructible rocks that actually change the topography of the map in a significant way, which is kind of sad. Dustin Bratter would have been happy with our 3rd and 4th place match, though. We had collapsible rocks, kill a lurker.
나 지상군 뽕뽑기야 그냥.
네.
질주.
골땡이 미리 깨놓을게요.
Man, hero's mic is so well tuned, and then Dark's like, no. Dark is so much louder. My goodness. Okay. Dark's got Carapace on the way, pumping a decent amount of Lings as the pressure getting started from Dark and herO once again. They've started to realize that realistically, a lot of pressure early on is doing a great job of giving them leads or giving them outright victories in this game, or in this series, I guess. So charge halfway done, +1 halfway done. Carapace halfway done, you guessed it. Dark and herO, they're opening up the taps on the right side, knocking the rocks down to enable some level of pressure. But it does seem actually. Well, let's hear what the Serral team has to say.
It just depends my tank. It's fine.
Yeah, I think so too. But still not easy, not easy. I will make many bailings so we can kill Lings. I think you can go back with harass with hell Medivac.
No, his stalker is in there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But they only make units. We just have to
No,
defend
his
now.
stalker is here. Look.
Yeah, but Dark not make any drones. Only units. Yeah, only units.
I think we just defend. We are winning.
Yeah, just defend this
Oh,
7.
here. Here you come. Oh,
I
I
have
will try to
a lot.
drop. I will try to drop.
Draw stake base. I think we can attack soon.
Yeah.
Or what do you think?
We can.
I have so many bailing, links are useless.
We can.
Do you want to go?
Over.
I have many queens at home, so I can defend. Darks to start lair.
All right, so the pressure now getting started. As you heard, Serral and Oliveira think they can make something happen here. But remember, even as Serral says, oh, well, like, I got a lot of Banes. The Lings are useless. Well, Dark does have Carapace, so the Lings are a little bit more useful, and Biles are gonna get a lot of those Banes, so suddenly Lings become much more powerful. But this sieged up position on the high ground, potentially that Time's gonna try to find, is very nice indeed. A lot of those Lings get very low. I think a Baneling made a connection, so they're all sitting there on like 1 HP. Lings on the right side, they find some of the roaches. There's a ping there. Serral says, please help me, I need to defend this. But instead he has to pull himself back to where his friend is. And the tanks on the high ground, though, they're doing a damn fine job right now. Biles not really finding much of anything. They get one tank, that's about it. But the Stalkers, they have to blink back. And it's these Speedlings, these things that are useless because Serral has enough Banes that are carrying the fight here for Dark and herO.
The last swing is coming.
I'm here. Good. Very nice.
We win? I think we win.
Yeah, we should win. Yeah, here are only gateway units and no gas. Yeah, after we kill this base, I will go kill this base.
I will just hold here.
Yeah, just hold there.
And you can go. He make base other side. I think I can kill the. I think I can kill them.
All right, so yeah, the pressure. This seems to be a common thread where one team goes aggressive, they don't quite break through, and then, well, the other team punches back. So Salivira, they take map 5 and they send us to Rascallion for the 6th map of this series, and away we go even further. We're going deeper. Bottom right, folks, in the red and the orange. Now they found themselves down a map once again. It's DPG, Dark and herO. And in the upper left, in the Zerg and the Terran, once again, the teal and the blue, Salivira. And by the way, Quaker BR, I know I shouted you, said something in chat, but thanks so much for the follow. And yeah, Yeah, it's Quaker BR. Is that a Quaker Battle Royale? Quaker Brazil? Or as Marty V. Buren says in chat, the paired solution. Brazil Royale. Unlike what they call a hamburger in France, which is supposedly a Royale with cheese. That's a Big Mac. I've seen that movie once, and I'm botching my reference, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But again, it does. I was weaving this story of WoW is whoever chooses to be more aggressive seems to be the one that's winning these games. But as I say that, we had Dark and herO get aggressive with Lings and Banes and Stalkers, and it seemed like they were finding value. But Oliveira and Serral did a great job on the hold, and instead they put themselves in a pretty nice position where they then held on long enough and were able to drag themselves a little bit further and had a game-winning push on the high ground with 4 tanks and just enough roaches to be able to buffer again for the bio. And that seems to be the story that we're seeing for a lot of these 2v2s, where the point of the Zerg, right, it's a lot of map control. Speedlings are great. But on top of that is, by the way, good scout there from Oliveira. We'll see that there is, in fact, double gas going down for Dark early on. What this is, whether this is a quick layer, whether this is going to be for some sort of roach timing, we're going to keep an eye on the production tab right now. But that second gas is, that smacks of an early, there we go, early layer. And one thing we saw in the Ratless versus Alpha X series do pretty significant effect was this idea of the fact that you can get a Zerg to layer very quickly and therefore to spire very quickly. And in fact, we often, when that's the case, you will see the Protoss player go, or the player that's not Zerg start to feed the Zerg that's going mute as much gas as possible. Makes sense. I see that because you have the Twitch tag for CS:GO Week Brazil. Were you at the Rio Major, Quaker? I wish the crowd had been that good for every series, but the crowd for the Brazilian series was absolutely bonkers. I miss the days when StarCraft. Yes, I don't know that StarCraft ever had a crowd quite that good, but the days of the crowds of like Red Bull Battlegrounds DC in 2014, something like that. StarCraft has had some insane crowds in the past. And honestly, even the crowd at Atlanta was good, but it wasn't Rio Major good. It wasn't Red Bull Battlegrounds DC Global Circuit Championship 2014 type of good. But anyways, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be muted play. No, it's going to be lurkers, and the Stalkers are in a decent position, but Serral baits them out just a little bit, so now Time gets a scout on everything that's happening. He sees the gateway, he sees the pylon, the Stalkers are at the front, and Time has to just retreat back on home. But the big deal now is Salivira are aware that there is all-in level pressure coming in from Dark and herO right now. The proxy is powerful. I don't know that Serral's going to be able to keep this third hatch up, to be totally honest. The Stalkers blink back up from the high ground. Don't apologize, Quaker. My Brazilian's worse. Or my Portuguese, excuse me, is worse. But yeah, the swarm host play. So Blink Stalkers on the left side, occupying as much pressure, occupying as much attention as Oliveira and Serral can muster. Meanwhile, Nidus on the right side. And we probably have, I think, 10 swarm hosts on the map right now. This is going to get a little bit complicated. Theoretically, it's a little easier for a Zerg and a Terran to deal with swarm host play, but okay, that's a lot of banelings. Good catch there, herO. This is going to be a dead lair, I think, pretty much immediately. Transfuse doesn't even save this. Serral loses his lair immediately, and his third base is about halfway dead as well. Life is complicated if you're Salivira at this point. So Bio stems up at the high ground. We have a couple shield batteries, which, again, only have 50% energy anyways, plus whatever they've been able to build on as they've existed. Not a ton.
Oh, pick counterattack? I do pick counterattack?
Yeah.
Not many damage.
It's back, right?
No damage. More Nidus in my base. Big problem, big problem. Yeah, already come. Just back. He can't kill anything. Maybe he killed my base. Oh no.
think we should push, right?
If you want to. A big blink.
Hey, I will try to attack here.
I don't have enough units. I have no units.
Oh, well, okay. The comms are off, and the Serral's correct in saying he has no units. In fact, he has no base either. He's about to lose his second lair, and it's a one-base Zerg. Good counterattack, knocking down Dark's third base, but it's a one-base Zerg. And I think Oliveira and Serral are correct in saying that they need to go, and they need a counterattack right now. But the time that happens, the Dark Shrine's going to be ready. And then you got to spend scans on things, but you want to be dropping the mules because, again, the economy's not great. So this is a sandwich of excrement coming in that Oliveira and Serral are having to go consume for themselves. So Oliveira stims forward. He's going to target down the cyber core at the very start. Hey, that means no more stalkers. That's something. There are so many swarm hosts right now. The Dark's going to put them forward in 2 waves. And even then, the swarm host technically not the best against bio, but Oliveira is losing all of his bio to the swarm host. So the timing where swarm hosts aren't great because they can't fight. That's A, buttressed by what herO can make, and B, a lot of the bio has died anyways. So let's see if Oliveira can make something happen with his paltry force. And the answer is no. There are still more locusts there. Stalkers bling on top. Zealots move forward. And again, folks, we're tied up here in this map 6. We're at least going to 8 maps. On the upper left, folks, in the blue and the teal, tied up in the series, Salivira. And the bottom right, in the red and the orange, tying us up once again, it's Dark and herO. Yeah, 1832, you say herO and Dark have better comms, and so on average, they should have better synergy since they're teammates. I think that's fair. The other thing we have to talk about is, well, herO and Dark are in the same time zone. It is, so this was played at like 8 o'clock, so it's like mid-afternoon in Finland. And I don't know what time it is in mainland China, but I know it's like 9 p.m. the next day or 9 p.m. in Korea. Is that right? So if it's played at like 8 a.m., that's played at 8 a.m. Eastern, that's played at like 2 p.m. That's 2 p.m. Central European Standard Time. And then, yeah, so it's like 7 p.m. Actually, I guess it's not all that bad. Ooh. Well, actually, I shouldn't be surprised. We've seen 2-on-1 from time every game in this series. The majority of the games that in this series, the majority of the games in the last series we saw him play. It just seems to be how time wants to play in as I say that, third racks. Getting ahead of myself here, talking about what I've seen and not about what's on the table. So on Catalyst, on what is, all 2v2 maps are pretty big, but what is a pretty damn big map? We're going to see a 3-rack stim timing. And the question now, though, is what does Serral do to support this? Like, that's the really big question here. We have three barracks. There are going to be tech labs on 2 of them. It's going to be Marine Marauder stim timing. He's not going to build pure Marines as if this was just against a Zerg. And then, is this Ling Bane from Serral? Does he build roaches? I feel like when we've seen this work from them, it's been roaches. Roaches they're damage, sure, but their job is to tank for the stimmed buyout behind. Yeah, PGV in the house. It is Korea is 13 hours ahead of the East Coast US, which would put it 5 hours ahead of Finland. Finland, the country. Of course, Finland, Texas is 14 hours behind Korea. But there we go. Okay, I was going to say that makes sense, and I guess for the timing that they're trying to hit, it does. But Baneling Nest on the way, and not even second tech lab. I assumed this was going to be a stim combat shield timing, but no, it's going to be a stim timing by itself with Ling Bane to add interference. And herO, he's got some level of pressure on his map. of his own on the map here. Three gateways are going down. Blink getting started. And Dark again with an absurdly quick lair. This one's got to be for a Nidus play. And the scan gets the wrong hatch. Unfortunate there. And now Zerg play or Ling plays Ring around the Rosie. Ling around the Rosie. Dark gets a decent scout.
이거 아예 안 죽었다. 그냥 안 지을게요. 올 것 같아서.
Oliveira lives in China, PGV in the house, but I'm assuming that China is somewhere. I don't know exactly. They're probably 1 hour before or behind. I don't know exactly, but I'm assuming Korea and China, like coastal China, are on the same, maybe plus or minus an hour or two time zones. So it's 14 hours. If it's 13 hours to Korea from where I live, it's maybe 12 hours to coastal China, 11 hours, something like that. But anyway, great scout there from Serral. Is going to see at least one pylon that was getting up, but not the second one. And this is going to be a bit awkward here. Dark's got a bailing. He's got a spire almost done. And I thought this was going to be some great big timing, and I guess it still might.
Yeah, you can swipe there, but it's very expensive, so maybe, I don't know. So what is it? Stalker's coming?
Stormhouse, yeah.
Is it Stormhouse?
I think Stormhouse.
You see already, Josh?
No, not already. Hey, can we kill? No.
Do you steam? Many links. There's many links, by the way. Yeah, I think it's Muta.
How's this? Can more? Yeah.
I need help here.
Yeah. Hey, I will try to kill. Oh, see
Okay.
my. Coming.
What are they doing? Maybe they're hidden base. What do you think? I have no clue what they're doing. So weird.
It's fine. I'm worried.
But I think he's making Muta most likely.
So now the pressure comes in, at least in part, from herO and Dark. Blink Stalkers at the front, and again, Serral did have the right call, that it was Muta. It was Muta's after all, and actually Serral gets a great scout on this one as well. But do we have any anti-air? One missile turret in the main base. It doesn't quite cover the gas, but at least it has the majority of the mineral patch, and we're not seeing Dark commit to 40 mutas immediately like we saw Rattata do. It's like, ooh, good surround from Serral. We'll force herO to blink back briefly. We're not seeing that insane level of commitment that we saw again Rattata do. Instead, he's building mutas, sure, but he's getting a Baneling nest. He's getting Baneling speed. He's moving on into that next level of tech. The Bao tries to get on top of the army of herO, and Ling's knocked down a bunch of these sentries. But the force fields are still very, very nice. And, well, the Bio is kind of struggling to fight. Muta's looking to find some reinforcements on the backside, and they're going to get a couple Marines. Time needs to unsiege this tank and bring it back, but it's just going to be let out to dry. But Serral, not even going to... Oh, he's not even going to get that. He's not even going to get the pylon. So life becoming a little bit awkward for Salivira right now. The pressure on the map from Dark and herO is very, very nice. Is it going to end the game? Don't know just yet, but herO seems to think it will. Blinking on top of the roaches on the right side, moving backwards as the Banelings start to join the fray. But one thing I don't think he saw, and I honestly didn't see it at first either, was the tank in the mineral line from Serral. That got some pretty juicy shots and made life a lot harder for herO to blink in. So you noticed he blinked in and kind of immediately backed off. Dark has a bit of a Ling run by into the third base, into the natural of time, or Oliveira, but it seems like that's going to be fine for the most part. Mutas, though, they're taking a fight on the right side where the Marines are not. So the roaches and the Banelings are starting to fall down just a little bit. But let's listen to them.
But we need one tank both sides.
Yeah, but he killed me one more. Use his turret. But I mean, the Protoss is not very rich. His three bases very late.
No, but I think Protoss is rich. Okay, now you have tank.
No drone. I mean, no pro. Not mine. I have tank. It's fine.
Yeah, but that is Protoss. Yeah, no, nice.
Man, this has got to be, I'm assuming that this is a prepared build coming in from Dark and herO to play on Catalyst, because look how much the mutas are abusing this space. It's so hard for Serral and Oliveira now that they are on the back foot to defend against this. The muta puts pressure on Serral's third, rotates over, tries to knock a tank. Oh, there are roaches there, kills those two. The mutas are able to be this outsized fighting force, this outsized presence on the map compared to what it has been earlier. It would be in a normal game just because of really how this map is set up, which is super cool to me. I don't know whether this was a prepared strat, like Dark and herO practice a bunch of 2v2s and they practiced on Catalyst and realized that that's as powerful as it is, or they just kind of looked at this map as they loaded into it and just realized, wow, there's a lot of dead airspace that I can fight with, not just avoid defense with, which is not all that often. It's not a super common idea. Okay, we can turn the volume up again. There we go. Oh, mutas there. They're going to try to dive on top of the Marines, and they're going to get every single one of them. Time thought he had a defense there, as Lings and Banes and Stalkers and everything else come on the right side as well. Serral's forced to give this base up, so this is insult and injury. Time lost a lot of his army in the main base, dealing with an absolute infestation of mutas. Meanwhile, the Banelings and the Lings, they find their way forward, knock down a lot of those roaches, and Serral's going to lose this base. And I think there's Storm. Yeah, there we go. Big Storm on the army. Roaches have to move forward, and they just need to take a little damage before, of course, well, the Stalkers kill them off. Bonus damage to armor. Good splits there from Dark on the Vipers. So that's at least something that Serral has going for him. But Serral back down to 2 bases, even as Time has 3. Time actually is, of anyone in this game, probably in the best position, at least of anyone from Serral. But he does have to dodge these storms, and he doesn't have any ghosts on the field. It's just pure Marines, which is really dicey when you're talking about dealing about all these Stalkers. He's got submarines on the backside trying to kill the mutas, but he's going to lose that fight. Not many of the mutas go down, and all of a sudden here, it's getting super dicey. The Stalkers will fall for the most part, and the muta count may be diminished a little bit. But I feel like we're at the point now where the muta count has started to snowball in the extreme. It's 25 mutas, 7 more on the way, plus 2 just about done. So long as Dark avoids the parasitic bombs, he's going to be in a great spot. Now, big parasitic bombs, that may be Serral's win condition, or at least the condition to bring people back into the game. Or bring Serral, excuse me, back into the game. I'm sad. Steadfast is some pretty fancy muta emotes, but they're not set up in his Twitch right now, so I can't spam them in my own chat. But mutas now, they're going to find the main. Oh, they're going to kill the orbital. 1, 2, 3 shot. They go down, and Dark kind of pre-splits to try to take the fight with the Vipers, but that is always dicey. Great splits, though. Parasitic Bomb does not really get all that much done, so Time all in. Serral as well. They're going to try to make this come hell or high water, but I think it's hell. I don't know that this is going to happen. I don't know that they're really going to be able to find the damage they want. Mutas, they fly in. They get it. Oh, they're going to get Vipers. Parasitic Bomb goes off on 1 muta. 2 mutas. Good splits there from Dark. And now there's only 1 tank here, and the mutas are going to be able to dive on top of that one. 1 Viper remains for Serral. I don't know quite where it is. It's somewhere. And Dark's just leaning into the base trade at this point. Mutas are mostly regen already. Storm on top of whatever they want. On the understanding that realistically, herO can probably hold this one by himself with like Stalker arcs, with Storm, and that means the mutas can really kill so damn much. Or at the very least, this army from herO will be able to kill enough that by the time that Dark decides to return home after wiping out more of Serral's economy, he's going to be able to fight the rest of it. So there we go. The mutas return. Everything on the ground for Oliveira, and Serral is dead. Oliveira and Serral, they don't kill anything. They don't get any bases of herO. They don't get any bases of Dark. And now the muta's on top of everything. Stalkers blink forward as well. And this ought to do it, folks. For the first time in the series, Dark and herO, they find their way on a map lead. And if this was a best of 7, that'd be it. But folks, it's not. It's a best of 9. And we get to move on to heavy artillery to see whether Salivira can right the ship, can change the momentum, and bring us to a 9th and final map here in the WTL 2v2 tournament. At the bottom left, folks, their backs against the wall here. For the first time down, it's Salivira. And in the upper right, in the red and the orange. Oh, they lost 2 at the start, but it's been all up, up, up from there. It's Dark and herO, Team DPG. Hey, ML Flabs, how's it going? Welcome. And yeah, you know what? I get you, 1832, calling it America for the time zone or the region instead of North America. But, you know, the StarCraft server is NA, right? Am I crazy? Oh, no, it's just America's. Never mind. I lied to you all, good folks. But don't worry, because I realized I lied, and I like Scrooge, like the Grinch, I corrected. I made a course correct. I was okay. I made up for my failings, hopefully. As this will not be a 3-rack stem coming in from Oliveira into this penultimate game, maybe, hopefully. Maybe the final game. Because if there ever was a map where you said, look, you just gotta, if you've practiced, I don't know how much these players have practiced 2v2, but regardless how much they have, if they have something just in the chamber waiting, something that will allow them to go and move on, to go to that game 7, this is where you spend it. So, okay, you know, I guess this is the play. 2 racks Reaper in the main base. Factory on the way behind. Delayed natural. While Serral gets a little bit greedier. Yeah, he's got speed on the way, but he's going to drone up behind this. And, you know, in the break I was talking about, you know, I was that jerk that played team games and said, hey, friend of mine, because I had a friend who was super all in, super cheesy, super aggressive. Just make space. I'm going to build, like, tons of mutas, and it's going to be fine. Sorry, I heard a weird sound in my house. Yeah, I'm gonna build tons of mutas. It's gonna be fine. Now, it doesn't appear that that is exactly what Serral's gonna do, dropping the Bailey Nest, but he does have a 3rd base on the way, so, and I believe this is the map that has the, I believe heavy artillery has the pocket base as the gold. I'm not certain, but I believe that is the case. So this should be a defensive Bailey Nest for the most part. And actually, oh, okay, this is a 2-1-1. I thought this was going to be more Reapers, but he only built the 2, and in fact, 1 has gone down. Oh, no, he built more Reapers. I'm sorry, he built 4 Reapers, 2 Hellions. Very much almost a TVT opening. Let's see what's going to happen here, because again, right now, Serral's 3rd base just about done. He's got an Evo chamber on the way, adding in a couple defensive Banelings, because why not? Look, I play Zerg, right? So when I'm looking at stuff like this, I tend to look at through the Zerg frame just a little bit in terms of dissecting build orders. And it's kind of fun watching the Zerg open up as if this was anti-ZVZ or a ZVZ build while playing a little bit greedier. And anyway, it seems like the kind of the level of greed versus not greed is, I mean, it's just hard for it, even for the top level Zergs to really optimize. But there is going to be pressure on the map from herO once again. Gateway gets proxied. Blink is on the way. In fact, just about done before the 5-minute mark. Pretty much the quickest possible blink. So, Dark, herO, they're going aggressive. I mean, I don't think this should surprise anyone. They've been very successful with it thus far in this series. And with the lair being done, are we going to assume Nidus again? It's a 4:30 lair. 4:30 lair being done. And the Stalker's now warping in. Time has made a Banshee, but I don't think he saw the pylon. I mean, that makes sense. Darkness Monster in part, especially when you and your opponent both have a Zerg. But of course, you don't want to play quite as defensive as you would in a mirror matchup. Yeah, watching the build orders these players decide to go for is fun. But
wait, Stalker. I think it's Muta again. It's just Muta. Yeah. Stalker.
It's fine. I killed some drone and pro. Not bad.
Not ideal. I'll tell you that much, but we don't know if it's fire. I think it's fire. Probably Muta.
Oh no no, storm house.
基地遭到攻击，
Storm house.
Yeah. But I only make units now. So hard.
Fine.
I think I want to mine these minerals out so we get out of our base here.
Yeah, sure. Come. There.
I think behind your base maybe? No?
Yeah, behind my base. No, the first push. Oh my god, he's in my tank.
No, behind my base.
And the other one is coming my man base. My god, he tried to kill my tank.
Ah,
Fine. Storm house coming. I think they didn't get anything. Took some time. Can I protect my man base? And my tank
I
can
think
hold.
you just lift. I think you just lift and run away as CVs.
Okay.
I can't pro it. So many units.
It's fine. He didn't get so much. Oh, good. It's fine.
Oh, you killed the Nidus? I'll
Yeah,
try to
I
kill
can.
Stalkers. Okay, behind my base probably.
Oh, I can defend the other way. It's fine now. I have steam, I have shield, and I have tank.
Yeah, Sarma is behind my base. So many.
Can you defend?
So many swarm hosts. I think I just counterattack with many roaches.
I think we can try some push.
Nidus. I think I attack.
Yeah, I think too.
I have roaches there, and I burrow movement.
Oh, let's go here. I think so.
Yeah, just kill that base, I think.
Can I kill the Thailand?
Nidus, careful. Well, I guess they're gonna attack me actually. Okay, I block.
Oh, just go. It's pretty easy to fight.
Yeah. But if swarm hosts come, need to go back if swarm hosts come.
No, I have Marine, so we don't need care. Really. Trust me.
Okay.
Just go. Just go. Really, trust me.
Behind. I go front. Nice. But still our swarm host alive, so not over. I try to kill swarm host.
I kill base.
Very good. Yeah, I think we win.
Yeah, I think maybe what about it's time to talk about next game. What do you think?
I don't know what map.
The test.
What
Big
map?
Test.
Fields?
Yeah.
Fields?
It's like man base. His blink is very good to trump your man base. You remember?
Yeah, I know. They do the same again, I think. Is it over? Can we still lose maybe?
Really? I think it's over.
So many swarm hosts.
But Protoss no army. Can I check golden base? I go check golden base. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe he has. I will check hidden bases as well. I think if they send farmhouse, just go back. Because so many. Yeah, so many. No, not that many. Okay, now all coming.
No,
Go back,
we
I
just
think.
go. We just go. Trust me.
Marines, that's good.
I'm front mermaids now.
Yeah. It's over. So Fields of Death, I think we never played that map before, so I don't know. We never played that map.
So, folks, this one for all the marbles is game 9 of our best of 9 in the bottom. Not even left or right, in the bottom, in the teal and the blue. It's Salivira on the north side of the map here. They've been on a bit of a run since going down 0-2. It's DPG, Dark and herO. This has been a series, for the most part, defined by aggressive options. Langbane bust, Stalker play. I did think it was fun, though. We saw Serral in time. They did a great job of withstanding the pressure that we saw from the Swarm Host Blink Stalker play, because it looked strong. I think many players would have died to that. But Serral in time, they did die to it, actually, in game, what was it, game 3 or game 4 of the series? Something around in that area. But they held on a little bit better this time. And the problem with making 50 Swarm Hosts is they can only fight every 45 seconds. So if your opponents ever break out, you're kind of dead. And that's what we saw. herO did not have enough splash damage to knock down Oliveira and Serral's army. And realistically, Oliveira and Serral are both good enough that and even that's not going to happen. I mean, you're going to need the storms, the disruptor shots from a deity. Whatever religion you choose to worship or not, but you're going to need the most heavenly, miraculous disruptor shot storms to be able to make that game happen when you're effectively fighting 1-on-2 for the good majority of the fight. But we are seeing that double Reaper opener coming in from Oliveira once again. This is a build that if this was a TVT, I'd be talking about how he's taking a page out of time or out of Kira's book, right? Where you build the barracks, you get your gas. It's effectively barracks double gas factory. Yeah, barracks double gas factory, I think. No. Yeah, barracks double gas factory. But you get a reactor. It's a reactor first. So yeah, you don't get your first Reaper, but you get you reactor out 2, and you actually get up to 4 Reapers or even 3 Reapers faster than you normally would. So it can unlock a lot of pressure. We saw Oliveira do this in the previous game, and realistically, he didn't find much, but he's going to find his way over pretty quickly. Gets 1 drone to start. Hey, good KDA charge. And now as the Adept arrives, well, Reapers bounce down. Question, though, is how many Reapers does Oliveira get? He's going to tap out at 4 for the moment as the Reaper leaps onto the low ground. So, yeah, it looks like it's 4 Reapers, 3 Hellions, I think is what we're going to see. We saw that or 4 Reapers, 2 Hellions, I guess. We kind of saw that in the last game. 1 Adept will fall. Reapers get very low, but microing backwards pretty well. And this is going to be 2 dead Adepts, so it's going to force the 3rd Adept forward. But the units of time, they're a little bit low. And that does mean they're going to have to run away, at least until the Reapers go and regenerate their HP and are able to fight again. You want to lead with them anyways.
I can make 2 banelings and maybe
we can try. I think maybe no billing. We just go. I just need circling. It's fine. Ready.
Okay. No, I think I will make 2 Banes. I have money. But let's go first. Let's go already. Banes come later. Phoenix.
Yeah, I think
okay,
that's cancel.
I like that. It's like, we can go.
It's
no,
fine.
Phoenix, never mind.
I don't care.
will make 2 Baneling so we don't die to Ling. No baits there?
They're coming, I think. Oh yeah, they're coming. Oh, mining.
Yeah, many. How long until tank? I think just put tank high ground. Ah, you make cyclone? Okay, it's okay. Good. Yeah, it's actually better. Actually better. Yeah, they go back. I just make drone.
Yeah, I think now it's good for us. Really.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's 360 very late, and I almost finished. I think he will go carrier this time.
Yep, maybe. I get scout. Roper. He's making Phoenix, but he has Roper.
I will try to mine and Marine. I will change this time.
But I don't think I think it's just Colossus.
I will try to make Viking, I think.
I will make Vipers. I already have many drones. I just make now only... I make Hive and Roaches.
Nice.
I scout if it's carriers.
나 진짜 너무 잘 뜨는데 이거? 캐리어 바로 갈게.
네.
All right, so it's kind of again funny hearing them try to figure out what exactly their opponent's doing. Is it Colossus? Is it into carriers? Don't really know, but then eventually it feels like more often than not, Serral's like, I got it, I figured it out. It's whatever it is. It's Stormhost, it's Spire, it's Colossus play, and technically both of them are right because well, hero's making Colossus, he's also making carriers, and this is again. Well, let's listen to them.
Carrier, I think.
Yep.
Well, I'm not sure. We don't even know if he's going roaches. Oh, there's drone. See there.
He's circling. I think we should try attack. Ready?
You think so?
Yep.
We can try. If you want. Your call.
Let's go.
But we can go back if it's too many.
Yeah,
Too much.
sure. Just give some pressure.
But I think they have Colossus, and that's the problem. We have no counter for Colossus.
Oh,
Yeah, too much, I think. Just back. Do you think he's going Colossus, or what do you think he's going?
Let me check. Yo, classes. I think he just go Phoenix. Where he just
You have
go
no
Phoenix. And after he will go carrier. Just maybe 5, maybe 4 classes.
Okay, I'm already Vipers. I'm making 5 Vipers, so many Vipers coming. And I make Mass Roach now. Just don't lose units, and I think it's good.
Other race.
I have 5 Vipers getting energy.
Okay. You just hear them stop talking, and you're not sure whether it's a break in them talking or whether it's actually, well, that has been turned off. But decent drop coming in from the right side, all of Oliveira, sieging up the tank. Widowmine's actually to make any sort of Phoenix run by not all that powerful, and while the bios are kind of going down, it's going to take a while for them to do much of anything. Actually, really nice Widowmine connection, but now the tank resieges. Getting on top of one Colossus. Is it even going to go down with the Phoenix lifting everything? It's not. Nice job there. Good cleanup coming in from herO, and Oliveira's probably going to lose the Medivacs as well. it feels like this is just a game where herO and Dark have been so much better in the greed than than Salivira has. We have 2 Colossus, 2 Disruptors, 3 Carriers. Phoenix are on the map, Fungals and Infestors for Dark. This is just such a hard army for Salivira to fight into, even if they are in the middle of the map. And realistically, this is as wide open as they will get a fight. Serral is kind of maxed out, and there he does max out. Okay, yeah. 5 Vipers. It's so necessary here. You got to drop parasitic bombs on the Phoenix, maybe. Certainly abduct the Robo units. Abduct the carriers for the bio to stim them down, but it's just a complicated fight regardless. So now we're going to see the Phoenix running forward, parasitic bombs, and the carriers are getting abducted, but there's nothing to kill them. The bios are landing on top of everything. Serral loses so damn much of his army, and there is just not enough to contest the carriers anymore. 21 interceptors on the map, and there are 15 Marines. That's not what you want. A disaster of a fight for Salivira. Dark immediately he remaxes. herO continues to build carriers pretty much as quick as he wants. He has the money for it. And now we need a response to the Colossus and the carriers and everything else that's in the sky. And you need to deal with the stuff on the ground with the fungals that exist. I mean, that's not easy either. So Serral desperately trying to get these spores up to try to make something happen, but it's a death push coming in from DPG right now. Fungals continue to land, the biles join the fray, and the interceptor count back up to full strength once again. There's just not enough anti-air anymore. Fungals blanketing everything. The biles are going to clean the rest of it up, and Salivira, they're doing their darndest, but Dark and herO, their supplies not dropping at all. We may see them stay alive in this game just a little bit longer, but not even. Good game, well played, they both say, and DPG in 9 games take down Salivira. They take down the reigning world champion and his compatriot, and they take the WTL 2v2 tournament, the largest 2v2 tournament in Legacy of the Void and perhaps in StarCraft history.